Well, hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This is Donna and welcome to my color and chat. Happy fall, y'all. I put this together on the desk because I thought it would be something neat and different for us to kind of look at. I'm sorry for the reflections, the glare. I do have a cover headed my way that is actually anti-glare. So I'm hoping that when it arrives, we won't have this glare to look at. And then maybe I'll be able to do neat little things with the desk as we have seasons and holidays and, just to make things pretty. So anyway, happy fall, y'all. So how is everyone today? Great. I hope everyone is doing wonderful. I have the pups in here in the room with me. Lucy's over there lapping up the water like crazy. You can probably hear her. So they may be joining us here and there throughout the color and chat, but we love our pup dubs. Okay, so today I'm going to be coloring in Color the Seasons. It is an advanced coloring book. It is by Bendon. If I can find links to this on Amazon, I will add them in the description below. And I'm going to be coloring with the Ohuhu brush markers that I just reviewed yesterday, I believe. So you guys can actually see them in action a little, you get to see a little more than you actually saw in the review. So that'll be kind of cool. And like I told you guys in the review, I took those two sheets and I taped them together. So I've got my little sheet here. For those of you who didn't see the review, I am going to just keep this like right here in the case, zip it up when I want to use them. Bam, there they are. Got that with me all the time. All right, so let me move these over to the side. And I think today I'm going to color this autumn picture here, or at least get started on it on the video. Let me break this binding a little. I call it breaking the binding. I don't know what other people call it, but I'll do this to a lot of my coloring books so I can get them to lay more flat. I just kind of push that binding out. It helps them to lay a little flatter. See? So much better. All right. I love pictures in my coloring books, so I do like being able to do that. Okay, what would I like to start with? Maybe I'll go ahead and do the word autumn first. What color do I want autumn to be? Maybe a rouge orange, which is Y5. Over here and grab that's YR5. I don't want YR5. Here we go. R5. And we'll just zoom in a little bit. So I hope everyone's doing well. I am so glad to see autumn approaching. Or, it's upon us, really. The mornings have been so much cooler. The evenings also. I love that fresh, crisp air first thing in the morning, after the world has hopefully rested overnight. And then you get that freshness, the newness in the air that next morning. I kind of love going outside early on an autumn morning, have my coffee, and I put my robe on so I'm not too cold, and just enjoy the outside for a little while. Watch the world wake up. And, it's still at this point here in Georgia, we're getting the cooler mornings, but the afternoons are very nice. They're not cold, but they're not really super hot. So I'm digging that. Autumn and spring are my two most favorite seasons. Autumn maybe a little more even than spring, because there's so much blooming in the spring that gets my allergies kind of messed up. So in the autumn, it's not quite as bad. I don't know. I mean, I do like wearing short sleeve shirts and, shorts or capris, And you really can't do that once autumn gets in full swing. But I also love, putting on a sweater and curling up. And yeah, it's great. So I started watching some of my little favorite this time of year uh, TV shows. Well, movies and things. Yesterday, I watched Hocus Pocus. That was awesome. Um, and I also watched Halloween. The day before, I watched Halloween Town. I've always liked that movie. My kids loved that little movie. So I've kind of made it a habit of kind of watching that every year. Yeah. And I really like this little book. The paper in it seems really nice. I have purchased a couple of the Bendon books before and been really pleased with them. And this seems to not disappoint either. The paper seems really nice, so I shouldn't have much of a problem combining some color in the image. I was lucky and found this book at Dollar General yesterday. I went to Dollar General to get the things to decorate the desktop here. And I happened to see this book while I was in there, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. It's got all 4 seasons. It's got a section for spring, summer, fall, and winter. So it gives me some pretty little images to color for the different seasons. So I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. I know there for a while, Dollar General had really good deals on books. I was able to get Johanna's Christmas for $3. I believe it was Enchanted Forest for $3. So yeah, but lately they're not really carrying a lot of the books. And if you find any, they're generally the ones that are more similar to this, not our real big artists like for a while. They even had, was it Mythomorphia or Imagimorphia? It was one of those that I saw for $3 in the Dollar General. But the pickings have just gotten, but I've noticed too that my Ollies used to have a lot of really good books. And it's just getting kind of hard to find those in the Ollies too. When I went to Ollie's the last time, there were more decent books there than there had been in like forever. So maybe we'll start seeing some more pop up. And I think that it's just, I don't know, maybe with the coronavirus, people haven't been getting like shipments like they were before. I'm not really sure, but I've even noticed looking on Book Outlet, generally I would be able to go on Book Outlet and I could find things that I wanted, to buy at Book Outlet pretty easily. But lately, I really haven't even, when I've looked, even looking there, I haven't been really pleased with their selection. So maybe the coronavirus has kind of affected that. And as time goes on, maybe that'll get a little better. I sure hope so, because I loved going on my little coloring book haul excursions between Dollar General and Ollie's and Book Outlet. So I'd like to be able to do those again. Of course, I don't know that I necessarily need any more coloring books. During the live chat last week, we were discussing, it was Thursday night, I believe, and someone had asked Renee and I about how many coloring books we had, and Lord, I really didn't know. So I went to check, and it turned out I had total, it was over 700, but it was a little over 300 in books and like 400 PDFs. I knew that I was collecting PDFs there for a while, but I did not know that I had gotten that many. Yeah, so you would think, well, you don't need any more color books, but I love my color books. I do. They make me happy. And what I need to start doing, I've already went through some, but I need to just really go through, and the ones that I'm just not coloring in, go ahead and give those away. You know, if there's enough images left, donate them and things like that to some places that could use them. That's what I need to do, because there's so many over there that, you know, I was like, oh, I'm going to color in this. And I may have colored a couple images and really, you know, or colored however many images I was really interested in, but yet they're still sitting on the shelf and I'm never pulling those books out. So I think it's time. I think it's time. So see, the colors play together really well on this paper. I was, you know, debating how I knew that in my other Bendon books that I had gotten that they seemed like pretty decent paper, and yeah, holds up to color really well. Sorry if you hear my clinking and clanking of my ice in my cup. Okay, let's see. Let's do G2. G2, which is vivid green. Let's just some of this. So my mother-in-law had purchased some pajamas off of Amazon, and they turned out to be really long on her. So she actually brought me a set in here. She bought several sets. She's going to try to just kind of wash them and see if she can get them to draw up some. But, you know, the ones that she's wearing. But she brought me a set because I'm much taller. She's she's a good bit shorter than I am. So they were really, really, really long on her and everything. But she brought them in here and asked me if I wanted to try these. And they're gorgeous color. Can you see the color? Oh, I love it. It's called boysenberry, and it's so soft. It's a polyester spandex blend. It's stretchy. It's soft. Oh, my goodness. So I've got them on right now, and I am just comfy, comfy, comfy. All right, this is one of those GY. This is GY1. If you guys watched the review, you heard me talking about it. Now listen to the difference. You've heard me coloring these things. Now listen to this one. This one's one that has that weird, different nib. Listen. Can you hear how much scratchier that sounds? So I don't know what's up with that. Hopefully I'll hear back from Ohuhu, because I'm not happy with that at all. I just think that those kind of nibs will wear out a lot sooner than they should. It was, in case you haven't watched the review, it was the yellow greens. The green yellows seemed to have a different nib, and some of the grays from the other markers. All the other nibs were nice and soft and juicy, but those were a little weird. So I don't know. We emailed Ohuhu and let them know that the markers were gotten for a review video, and asked them if they would like to send a replacement set so I could revise the video. So we'll see what they want to do with that. And if they want me to, you know, take a look at a different set, I'd be happy to, because I'm really interested in finding out if they are all, like this. All right, here's yellow one. Not all like this, but if all the sets, listen, this is the yellow. It's totally different experience on these. Listen. Hear how smooth? It's just smoother. It's a different texture to the brush, and I don't understand why there would not be uniformity. So I don't know. We'll wait and hear back from Ohuhu. There. My kern. My kern. We'll do this yellow ochre. Yellow ochre. I really like earth tone colors too, and I think that's another reason I kind of like the fall and the autumn. But I'm pulling more towards like brighter colors and things like that when I color. And, as my quote unquote favorite colors. I used to be all about earth tones, but there's a lot of other colors that I'm really starting to pull to. But I do love the autumn time and seeing all the autumn colors. I love watching the leaves fall. I was standing in our window in our kitchen yesterday morning, and Gary comes over and kind of starts looking out the window. And because I was, standing there, I was like, "What are you looking at?" He goes, "I'm trying to figure out what you're looking at." He goes, "But obviously you're not looking at anything. You're just staring off into outer space." And I was like, no, not at all. No, not at all. What I was actually doing was I was looking at how the leaves in our trees in the front yard were starting to turn colors. I found that, I like that. So that's what I was doing. And they are starting to turn some really pretty colors in that. We have a Japanese maple, which is, pretty anyway. And then there's an evergreen out there, but I'm not sure what. Oh, there's magnolia. So I was just looking at the way the trees were starting to change colors, and he thought I was staring off in outer space. But I mean, I could sit and look at that kind of stuff for like hours because I love it. Hopefully, maybe one weekend. I know with hunting season coming up, it's kind of hard to get him to commit, but maybe I can talk him into taking me up into the North Georgia mountain area, just on a little day trip, just to ride up and look at the leaves one day that, the weather is supposed to be really pretty. There's a mountain called Brasstown Bald. It's actually the highest peak in the state of Georgia. And sometimes even in October, it'll be like snowing at the top when it's, fairly just cool at the bottom, but it's like snowing up at the top. That might be, I don't know if I can still climb that though. That'd be bad on mine and his back. And I don't know. I have to put some thought into that, but I would like to go up there because up there you get into different sea level areas or whatever, higher elevation. That's what I'm looking for. And you have different foliage at much higher elevation than you even do at a lower elevation. So I would really like to get up there. That would be nice. That's what I want to do. Not saying I'll get to do it, but that's what I want to do. Okay. R17. This is kind of dark, so I don't know how this is going to work out. We're going to see. So I don't want like a whole lot of it, just a little bit for the little darker areas. Hopefully it won't look too bad. It's a little darker of a color than I normally go for. So apparently a thing that around here, I know the past few years they've had it in the town right next to us. They call it the scarecrow stroll, I think. Um, and it's where companies or organizations or whatever can enter, and they build these scarecrows and they sit them all up along the city square, and it's really neat. You get to see them all. Well, I noticed here in our city, we went out to lunch yesterday downtown, and they apparently have some type of I can't remember what it was called, scarecrow something, but it's kind of the same thing. And they were starting to line up some of the scarecrows that people had made, or organizations, businesses. So that's really neat. That's a neat, fun thing to go look at this time of year. They've already announced that they are not having our Christmas parade this year. I am so bummed about that. Just totally bummed. I understand, though. I mean, I get it, but I don't have to like it. You know, I can understand it, but I don't have to like it. Last year, it was rained out. So I didn't get to see it last year because it was rained out. I was kind of looking forward to that. So it's just different little things that I kind of look forward to this time of the year. I'll tell you what Gary looks forward to this time of the year: hunting. Hunting. That's his thing. Have some green grapes. I didn't want to put purple grapes right beside the purple eggplant. So we'll do green grapes. This turned out to be a quick and easy little color page. I'm enjoying it. I am. Let's see. Y12. Y12, Y12, Y12. Where are you, Y12? No, seriously, where are you, Y12? I see Y13. I don't want Y13. Oh my. I'm just about to pick another color because there's not a lot. Where's my Y12? There it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I want to go ahead and get this little stem here done. That way the stem is done. And I might even add just a little bit of green for some tones in it. Give it kind of a, yeah. That way it'll stand out a little better when I go to color the cornucopia. Ooh, I remembered what that was called. I'm impressed. I used to always forget what a cornucopia was. And I would just sit there and, that thing we see at Thanksgiving time. Oh, you mean a cornucopia? Oh, yeah, sure. That's what it's called. Ba-dum-bum. Yeah, it seems like most of the little festivals and things are starting to get canceled, and I don't know. Does the town that you guys live in have any neat little festivals and things this time of year? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what your town does. I always like hearing about things that, little towns or even big cities do, but especially those cute, quaint little towns. I like that. These are my apples. Apples. All right. I don't know what that is up here inside this cornucopia. There's something up there and I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I color around it, if it's going to make it any more obvious to me. Actually, well, part of me thinks it's just part of the cornucopia, but I don't know. It's about to just be part of the cornucopia, though. I don't really know what these little things here are either. If you know, let me know. Maybe hazelnuts or chestnuts or something. Some kind of a nut, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Excuse me. G40. Okay. I give my leaf to my grapes. So I think tonight I'm going to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a cute little movie. And, you know, it kind of gives you the Halloween feels, the good feels for Halloween. But at the same time, you know, it's kind of gearing you up for Christmas. So, yeah, I like that. It's a cute little movie. That's probably my favorite of Tim Burton's films. And I mean, it's not like scary, so I don't like scary anymore. I used to, but of course, do you guys remember when the movie The Conjuring came out and everybody was like, "Oh, scariest movie in the world," and I wasn't scared. I could probably still watch that without any problems now, even though I'm more sensitive. And I thought the Annabelle movies, the first one anyway, I don't know about I think the last one may have been, to me, the scariest. I can't remember, but I was able to kind of watch those too. I like weird. I don't like gory, if that makes sense. I like thrillers. I like stuff that's really weird, but I don't like things that's really scary. So it's kind of hard this time of year for me to figure out, you know, how to maneuver that kind of stuff because some of these movies are just a little too much for me. You know, generally, spooky's cool. And one year, I got talked into watching, and this was several years ago because Gary does not do Hank Spooks and Boogers either. But several years ago, I got roped into watching this movie called 13 Ghosts. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I did not. That movie scared me so bad. So bad. And there's been a couple times I've been flipping through different channels and stuff, and I'll see that, you know, it's kind of like this time of year and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no. Just, yeah, no. What kind of like Halloween type movies do you watch? I mean, if any. I know that some people, don't celebrate, and Halloween's not a huge thing for me. But, I'll watch some little movies, and that's when I'll watch things that are a little odd or whatever. I'll probably be watching Rocky Horror Picture Show in the next, went out of the lines, couple weeks. So I'm curious what kinds of things you watch. And, if you get into that kind of stuff. And, you never know. You may be giving me some ideas for what I can watch in the next couple weeks. I love the Christmas movies. So I got several Christmas movies that I watch. I generally don't do the Hallmark and all those because that's just, has anybody noticed when it comes to those Hallmark Christmas movies, they're pretty much all the same. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. So, my mother-in-law watches all that. She does the Hallmark Christmas in July and those Hallmark movies over and over and over. But I just that's just never really been my thing. There's a couple really good ones that have broke out from the Hallmark Channel that I've enjoyed when they came up like on other platforms, but just to sit and watch that, it seems to me anyway, like the story plot lines, they're just it's always the same plot. Maybe different characters, but the same plot over and over and over. And I'm just not really into that. Okay. But I watch like Elf. That's probably one of my favorite little Christmas movies. I like Elf. I like the Santa Claus and the Santa Claus 2 and 3. Those are really good. And of course, I adore all the cute little Christmas cartoons, the ones that we grew up with. Charlie Brown Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman. I like Twas the Night. Oh yeah, Twas the Night Before Christmas. That's probably my favorites. Yep, that's probably my favorite. With Papa Mouse and everything. Mr. Trundle. Yep. And it's almost that time of year to get to watch those again. Yay. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, happy Hollow Thanksmas. Isn't that kind of how it is these days? I mean, at most of the stores, it's either mostly all Christmas. I mean, like I walked into Hobby Lobby the other day and they have like 2 little aisles that have fall things in it. Everything else in that store, in the holiday area is all Christmas. Walmart, when I went into there, they were putting out all their Christmas. So that seems to be what it's, we've come down to is happy Hollow Thanksmas. What'd you guys think of the little Halloween intro behind the standard intro? I made that this morning and sent Renee a copy. I've got one made for when Christmas gets closer too. But I thought that would be a neat little touch to add. See what I mean? I don't feel like these items are parts of the cornucopia, but I don't know what they are. And that's driving me crazy. Yeah, they're not part of the cornucopia because see, they're outside of the cornucopia. I don't know. It's just weird. I hate to leave it blank because I know it's, that's just weird. But I don't know what it is. These are going to become, I don't know. Somebody's probably going, oh, what are you doing? Because I don't know. They're going to become nuts. That's what those are becoming. I don't know what for these to become. Oh, and I was referring to these two little things at the bottom. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a clue what those things are. There's my Y8. That's what it is. Here. Excuse me. I should have got me some gum before I started filming because my throat's feeling itchy. Yeah, I'll add some of this. This cornucopia is turning out darker than I meant for it to be. But that's okay. Give me a second. I need to cough. I'm going to mute the mic. Okay, sorry. I didn't want to make you guys have to sit there and listen to me cough. My throat's feeling pretty scratchy. Neighbor cut the grass yesterday again. So every time they've cut their grass, it's just... And even when our grass gets cut, it just tears me up. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't. I get the distinctive feeling that I'm messing this cornucopia up. It's just not turning out like I wanted it to, and then I keep trying to play around with the colors to see if I can make it look better, and I think I'm starting to turn it into a muddy mess. I'm trying to give myself time to have an epiphany about what those little things right there are, and I'm not getting one. I mean, part of me would think, could they be maybe, I don't know, could they be plums? I guess we could say they were plums, huh? It's my color book, and I'll do what I want to. Let's change the inside of this color a little bit so it would be a little shadowed, I guess. I probably just need to stop with this cornucopia while I'm ahead. Okay. Does it look as bad as I think it looks, guys? Does it look as bad as I think it looks? R25. Let's see. And we're gonna make them plums. I hope they're, I don't know. Whatever they are, they're kind of circular, so we're making them plums. They're plums today. This purple's a little too dark to be blended with that particular one, but again, just making it up as I go along. Okay. So there we go. It's my little autumn picture. All right, guys, thanks so much for showing up and participating in my coloring chat with me. It was great hanging out with you guys for a little while and getting to chit chat. If you're subscribed to the channel, thank you very much. And if you're not, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of all my future videos. And down in the description, you'll find a link to the Ohuhu markers as well as this Bendon book. I'm going to try to find it on Amazon in case you're interested in it. I think it's a nice little purchase to have a book for the different holiday seasons. Again, it is called Color the Seasons by Bedon. And thanks so much again. Until next time, guys, peace, love, and happy coloring. Bye, guys.